Hello and welcome to another From the Dog's Mouth. This week we are joined by Mr. KJ Wright, former Mississippi State linebacker and current linebacker for the Seattle Seahawks. And normally I go to my guys first, but I'm gonna go ahead and get the temperature of our guest, Mr. KJ. Just kind of get your opening thought out to Bulldog Nation. What's up?
Opening thoughts to Bulldog Nation in what regards?
Just anything that you want them to know about, you being happy to be here, anything you want to say to them.
No, man, I just, the Bulldog family forever be in my heart. That was like one of my first grown man decisions, so to say, where you'll go to school at and where you'll spend the next 4 years of your life, your football career. And I was pretty happy with my choice. I had a great time there, met a lot of great people, great friends. Love Coach Kroom, and he was Coach Kroom and Coach Haley. They was one of the reasons I signed there, and so it was just a phenomenal place, man. I miss it.
All right, so let me go ahead and get the temperature of our co-hosts. I'm gonna start off with Mr. Derek Thomas. Very briefly, what's up?
What's going on, man? I'm just glad to have you on. When Jeremiah said he was bringing KJ Wright, I got excited. So I would love to see you play for my Chiefs, but I understand you staying with your Hawks.
Yeah, I got to stay with the Hawks.
All right.
Well, congrats on your Super Bowl, though. Congrats.
All right, and of course, next we got Mr. Jeremy Short. What's up?
Jeremiah Short, or Jay Short to some. Just excited to be interviewing KJ, and I'm talking about one of those Bulldogs. Some years ago, when I was doing some work for Gene's page, I said that he would be a first-round caliber talent, and I guess I was proven right because he's done quite well in the NFL. 10 years later, he still got a couple of Super Bowls, Pro Bowls, or Pro Bowl. So just excited to be interviewing, I guess, 10 years later.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. All right, so you said that going to Mississippi State was one of your first grown man decisions. And just, this is a story that I never really got to hear. So what did differentiate Mississippi State? What was the reason why you went to Mississippi State over anywhere else? And what are some of the other places you were looking at?
Yeah, so started getting recruited around junior year, and Ole Miss was the first to offer me. Then Mississippi State came along. South Carolina, Arkansas, Auburn came super late. And so I'm big on family. I love my family. They come to all my games. And it came down to Mississippi State or South Carolina. So went to South Carolina, took a visit there. I loved it. But at the end of the day, Steve Spurrier didn't know who I was. He called me the wrong name. He called me like BJ or some shit like that. And I was like, okay, I won't be coming. I won't be coming here. And plus it's like an 8-hour drive from my hometown, and my family couldn't see me as much. And so, yeah, I also took my visit to state, and it's close to home. SEC can't beat that. And Coach Haley was a solid dude. I don't know if y'all know Coach Haley. He coached D-line Mississippi State, then went to LSU, Coach Brick Haley. Just a solid dude, man. And so I was just laying at home on Christmas, chilling with my dad, and I said, hey, man, I just want to go to state. Let me just go on and make this commitment. And the rest is history.
All right. So wait.
Go ahead.
Because, I hate to be that kind of guy, but any chance I can take to stick it to Ole Miss, I have to take it. And you're from Olive Branch, you were kind of sort of up the road from Oxford. And it sounds like you kind of took them out of consideration pretty early.
No,
wow.
not the case at all. Ole Miss actually took me out of consideration. Coach Freeze, I think it was Coach Freeze, he started off recruiting me. And it was like, cool. Coach O was there, and all of a sudden, I stopped getting phone calls. No texts, no phone calls, and I was like, okay. And it just stopped. They went cold turkey on me, so I was like, all right, I guess they got the picture.
Wow.
And so they kind of eliminated me.
Yeah,
we're glad they did.
They effed up a little bit there. Somebody dropped the ball.
You made the right choice. You look better in Maroon anyway.
I would have probably chose Starkville over Oxford anyway.
I'm glad to hear you say that. Thank you. Because they made like Oxford just this God's gift to the world.
Okay. So I kind of want to piggyback a little bit on what AJ said. I was listening to another interview of yours a little earlier today. You kind of talked about how you had the sack record all the ran. So I'm assuming, what did you play, DN in high school?
We ran kind of like a 3-4 my senior year. So I was like
in high school.
Yeah, outside linebacker. We had three big guys down, 2 guys stand up on that side, 2 off the ball linebackers.
Wow. So why didn't you kind of want to jump at a scheme like that? I think the only team around that time that was running a scheme like that was Alabama, that everybody knew about. So how was that kind of like transitioning from, playing like more of a stand-up linebacker, more of a rush guy, to going to Mississippi State, and you kind of was more of a traditional Sam backer?
That's the thing. You go from Pop Warner to middle school to high school. My senior year is when we switched it up. So I always been off the ball linebacker. Always running sideline to sideline. And then we switched it up my senior year. And that's when it came down to all the other schools were recruiting me for DN. Mississippi State wanted me to play linebacker.
Mm-hmm.
And Auburn came late. And my head coach at the time, my high school head coach, he really wanted me to go to Auburn. And I was like, man, they want me to play DN. I'm not trying to be rushing or passing every play. I'm trying to play linebacker. Mm-hmm. And so that's what it came down to. It's always been in my heart to be off the ball, just running sideline to sideline.
Okay. So I guess get to Mississippi State. We're kind of going to focus on your college career a little bit, but not too long. But you get that at first year, and you were able to kind of be part of the turnaround. I mean, Chrome went to some struggles for a couple of years. So everybody remembers Maine, remember the Maine, so to speak. So talk about that first year. You kind of a backup learning from guys like Chaney.
What does everybody remember? Remember the what?
Remember the Maine or the Maine game. Maine.
And they lost the Maine.
Oh, trust me, guys. I know we talked to Dale One a couple of weeks ago, and he said he's more mature about it now. But I know we was talking about before the show. I was in Desmond's wedding, and I asked Jason Husband about it, and he didn't exactly want to talk about it.
Yeah.
He didn't want to bring it up.
But yeah, when I first got to State, it was cool. I had, a solid, dudes I looked up to. Derek Piggies was there.
Mm-hmm.
Fishju, Jamar Chaney, Titus Brown was just a dog up front. Cortez McCraney. And so it was just cool to come in and, play with these dudes that, had really good high school careers and, being really good college players. And so I learned a lot from those guys, learned how to work, when I was a young guy. And so it was really cool to just sit back. I got in the rotation a little bit. I don't know if y'all remember Zulu, Jamon Hughes.
Jamon Hughes, yeah. He was a big man.
Rotate in and out. And it was cool. So I had a good freshman year, and I'm glad that I didn't get redshirted because 5 years of college seems like a long day. That seems really long.
So obviously, I guess the biggest incident after your freshman year, y'all made that bowl game, then there's the big shooting incident. So not necessarily talking about how bad it was, but how did, as players, y'all reacted at, when y'all heard it happen? I'm sure as players, who was involved. So what was, y'all initial reaction when y'all heard about it? Man, what the world?
It was crazy. And it was the same Budweiser car, I believe, that was running around campus. You don't go to school here. Why are you riding around campus just creeping with your windows? And I never knew who they were. And it was just real unfortunate that, it had to come down to that. We lost some players, and the next season it was terrible. It was terrible the next season.
Yeah.
And that incident, messed up a lot of things. The Kroom left the following year, so it was pretty bad.
Yeah, so we were just going to watch past that sophomore year because I think we understand that's probably what you're trying to think about. But obviously that junior year and before that, Mullen came in. And Mullen, he was a bit of a different cat. So what was your initial impressions of him and just that season, that season with Mullen just coming in?
Well, when you first initially hear Dan Mullen is coming in, you get excited. He about to switch it up. We ain't going to be running the ball, under center. It's a new change. He going to be spreading it out, running and gunning. And so everybody was excited when he got in there. And then what Mullen did that was really good, was life-changing for us, was he brought in Matt Bayless, the strength coach.
Bayless made.
Hands down, one of the toughest, mentally strong dudes I've ever been around. And he molded us into some solid dudes, on and off the field. So I really appreciate him for that. And so when he came into State, he, like you said, he was a different guy. But his formula worked, and he really changed our program around to be, I guess, a force that needs to be reckoned with.
Yeah, I remember asking one of your teammates, Kimberly Cook, I asked him, man, is Mullen more mellow behind the scenes? He was like, no. That's what it was like, no. So that junior year, I mean, that linebacking core, I would say it's not overhyping that group of y'all together. Was you, Chaney, and Chris White, probably the strongest group Mississippi State has had. You probably put it in one of the top groups ever.
Yeah.
So talk about like playing with those guys. And I know what a lot of people may not know, like say with a Jamar Chaney, just being friends with him, I know his football IQ, but people know about him that he ran the fastest time at the combine. But kind of talk about playing with those guys and just kind of playing with somebody like Chaney, who has such a high football IQ.
Yeah, man, just Chaney, he was my go-to guy. He was somebody I looked up to, like, first of all, off the field, solid dude, solid Christian dude, great with his teammates, hard worker. Mm-hmm. And then on the field, he was just talented. He had suffered that injury. I forget what the injury was the previous year, and he just bounced back. And so I always loved Chaney, man. Went to his wedding. And Chris White, that's also my guy. He was we made a good tandem, especially my senior year. He's a JUCO guy, came in, old school, blue collar, playmaker, out there with no gloves on. I remember that. And so, man, it was just a good, solid group. And, the one thing I hate that happened when I was in state was that every year we had a different linebacker coach. And, you could never get those building years with a coach, get that chemistry, see what he likes. And we switched the defense every year. So if we would just had a solid, I guess, foundation that carried us through our whole, college career, we would have been even better.
Well, some might say that might have a little bit to do with Mullen, but we're not going to get into that. But I've heard things. Derek, you got something?
No, I'm laughing at that comment that you said.
I'm not going to get into that part. I've heard things. So, so that's kind of your senior year.
For another day.
So that senior year, you were able to kind of turn things around, and then it was kind of like that first year kind of turning everything around. But let's kind of just fast forward a little bit to your transition to the NFL. Mm-hmm. You got drafted in the 4th round, going to the Seahawks. And one thing I found interesting, and I was kind of looking up, is that you were playing the wheel, the sound, the mic, that kind of had you moving around. But kind of like educate our fans a little bit on like what those positions entail and like how hard it is really to play all three, especially as a rookie when things are like going so fast.
Yeah. So my whole life, I never played the Mike backer. But as soon as I got to Seattle, the Mike backer got hurt. And so there's I was playing Sam, all training camp, and they said, KJ, go to Mike Backer. And so with that is Mike Backer got to set the front. He calls the huddle. He gets everybody lined up, get the D-line lines up, and then he got to play ball. So all that was foreign to me. But the thing was, it's my rookie year. I'm trying to make the team. I'm a 4th round draft pick. I got to do what the hell I got to do to be out here. And so I had a great coach, Ken Norton Jr. Well, he is my coach. Ken Norton Jr. is my coach, and phenomenal. 3-time Super Bowl champ, just a dog, and I love that dude. And so he really took his time with me, mentored me, molded me, and taught me how to play the position and what it's supposed to look like. And so I'm forever grateful for him because ain't no telling where I would have been, if it wasn't for him.
Now, obviously, as far as in your career, you've played pretty much all the positions now. Like, how did them kind of moving you around that first year kind of help with your longevity in the league? And we'll kind of focus on some of the highlights, but how did they help you overall with your longevity in the league?
Yeah, it just helped me, man, because, came in as a Sam, went to Mike, and then my 3rd or 4th year went to Will. And so it's like the more you can do, the more value you can give to yourself, the better. And in the NFL, only 53 guys make the team. And so you want to be a guy that has a lot of value. Like this guy, we can put this guy anywhere we need him in our scheme, and he can get the job done. And so that's just always been my role. I've always been a guy that could do it all. If a Mike backer gets hurt, I could go to the Mike, and the next best linebacker can come up. And so I just always did this my whole career, and it's just been a smart guy and got it done.
All right, so I guess, of course, you start with the Seahawks, and y'all become one of the better teams in the league. Going against my Niners, y'all, I guess it was the biggest thorn in their sides. But, y'all end up being able to go to back-to-back Super Bowls. The first one you won by a lot, I guess. Y'all kind of destroyed the team. But then that second year, y'all end up losing. We're not going to get into the controversial decision because I don't want anybody getting in trouble, but that everybody always talks about. But talk about just how heartbreaking it was to lose a game like that, especially when it was the difference was one play.
Yeah, man, that's that game still give me nightmares to this day. And I can handle losing. I've lost tons of games, but losing in that fashion just it don't sit right with you. It stings and you have flashbacks and stuff. So
Wow.
yeah, it sucks. And when we lost that game, it kind of ended, I guess, the dynasty, so to say, because we was on our way to being phenomenal. It's like when nobody be able to mess with us. We was young, hungry, cocky, and that last game really tore us up. And so I'm trying to get back there, but we'll see what the future leads.
So not to say too much, but do you think like maybe it caused some bitter feelings, that situation that I know you said it kind of ended y'all dynasty. Do you think it caused a lot of bitter feelings after that particular Super Bowl?
Yeah, I think it caused bitter feelings. I think it caused, distrust in the organization and, just hand the ball off. Life is good. Just hand the ball off twice, life is good. And so it's just guys are angry, and you carry that anger with you, and their anger and their energy is bad for the locker room.
So, go ahead.
So it's just when you have those ill feelings within a team, nothing good would happen.
So speaking of that locker room, go ahead, Derek.
I wanted to ask, being that you're from Mississippi and the person who made that interception is from Mississippi, kind of launched his career. So, what do you think about from that aspect? I understand you're not thinking about that point, but in hindsight, another fellow Mississippian, gets his career launched by making that play.
It's good for him. I'm not, necessarily happy, but that's good for him, and I'm glad that, he was able to launch his career and set his family up for life. He got paid in Tennessee, I believe, and so that was big time on his end.
So, kind of just focusing back like on the Legion, I guess I want to talk a little bit about the Legion of Boom and just those personalities in that locker room. How is it being part of a defense that everybody talks about like that? You hear about the Ravens defense from 2000, you hear about the Bears defense. So in a sense, you're gonna always go down as being a person who's part of that legendary defense. So how's it being part of a defense of guys that are just all those big personalities with all those stars?
Yeah, it's cool, man. It's just we all came in together. We was all young dudes coming in together, hungry, didn't know nothing. And then we literally grew before our own eyes into just ballers and dogs. And, people I'm telling you, we was out there, you could kind of smell the fear on the opponents. Like nothing that they tried to do could work because we were so fast, so tied in together. Nothing could work. And, I remember the week of the Super Bowl, I was telling Bobby, like, this game probably ain't going to be close. Like, I knew we was that good because I saw Peyton and his guys, and, they were cool, but I thought it was more bad defense than it was good offense. You know what I mean? And so, we forever go be brothers. We go forever be tied in together. We all obviously still keep in contact to this day, and we did something special.
All right, so was there like more method to the madness with Richard Sherman? Like as far as everybody always talks about the stuff that he does, but he's a Stanford educated guy. Well, there's a lot more method to the madness. People thought he was crazy, but he really knew what he was doing the whole time. Kind of almost like they say with LeVar Ball, he seems crazy, but he's really not.
Sherman is very, what's the word I'm looking for? Calculated with the way he operates. He's a smart dude, and he got himself paid, first of all, by making plays. Dude was locked down corner. Literally, you don't want to throw to this dude's side, the thing getting picked off. But also in the media, the way he talked trash, the way he Andrews, that stuff is very smart. People love that stuff.
What did he really say after the Aaron Andrews thing? I know.
Don't test him with a sorry receiver like Crabtree. That's the only thing.
Don't wear no chain.
Yeah. He just said, what he had to say about Crabtree, and that stuff was brilliant. And so Sherman's smart dude, man. Love him. And I'm glad he out there still balling, doing his thing.
Now I know one player sometimes people criticize, but they don't probably truly understand, like a Marshawn Lynch. And like I've read some stuff as far as how he saves all his money and he actually a person that really does a lot of things. But there's something from a teammate's perspective that you can share that's like maybe people that have never heard of an example of the type of guy that he is, or maybe teammate that he is.
Marshawn's an amazing teammate, amazing guy to just sit down and just chop it up with. He could tell you about finances. The man got his own business, got his own brand that's known across the globe. So he really smart, really calculated, and he gets his perception in the media that is pretty much false. You know, people say, "Is Marshawn shy?" No, he's not shy. he just don't want to talk. And so he's a dude that's, you know, obviously one of the boys, and you know, I looked up to him. I still look up to him and the things he did, even in the community. He went out to Africa, built wells, and I was like, man, that's dope. And he loves to travel. I love to travel, so we bond over that. So he's a solid dude.
So I guess after those guys kind of left and you started, you know, a lot of those guys started leaving because y'all had y'all Super Bowl run, but eventually Russell got paid. So only once the quarterback get paid, you know, a few guys kind of fall off. So how's it when you kind of stepped out of that shell of kind of Richard Sherman and all those guys, and then around 2016 you kind of came into your own and became a Pro Bowler? Talk about kind of, because I even felt maybe while you were at Mississippi State you were kind of unheralded because you had Chaney that, you know, Hitman 22, and then you had Chris White who blitzed up the middle but never covered. I'm not gonna get into that, but you know, you kind of was the third guy almost as far as who people talked about, and you finally got that recognition. I know you maybe not the type of guy to do it for that reason, but talk about finally getting your recognition for being the player that you are.
Yeah, it felt good. I feel like most of my career didn't get the respect that I earned. I personally feel like, you know, even from a non-biased way, like I'm a dog. I'm good. I make plays. I should be top 100. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, all that matters is, you know, I love what I do. I have my money. I got my contracts, and so got a beautiful family. So those things that, you know, that's important to me. And the accolades, they may come, they may not come, but at the end of the day, you do want that respect that you feel like you deserve. And that I carry that chip on my shoulder. That's why I still do it.
Now, this may be a little offshoot, but I was kind of doing some research as well and saw that it seemed like Madden finally gave you a respect and gave you, I think, a 90 rating that next year after that. So talk about finally being one of the players that maybe everybody want on Madden. Because I saw your first year, you was only a 62. So
yeah, man, let's put my shit where it's supposed to be. It's as simple as that. It is what it is. And so everybody else get their ratings, give me my damn rating.
So you didn't have to go had to go boost your ratings when you first got the game like everybody else.
I was like, okay, I can live with this.
So do y'all like mess with each other about that when you get the game? Because I saw Bobby Wagner, he's like an 88 in speed, and I saw one year it was like a 99. Do guys like mess with each other about what they Madden ratings are and stuff like that?
No, not really. If there's anything, it's more on the good side. Like when Bobby was a 99, you know, he got the gold cleats. Everybody, you know, was messing with him, just joking around. But if your thing is low, people not gonna say nothing to me.
Yeah, it is a video game after all. So let's fast forward a little bit. I think in 18 you end up getting hurt, and then, you know, obviously in the NFL, once you get hurt, that's the thing where people are. It's like, I don't know, because
always.
So I kind of read where they said that, you know, this year was kind of a prove-it year, but you kind of bounced back and was able to honestly have a Pro Bowl caliber year. So talk about like that pressure that maybe people don't really understand from an NFL perspective. But you got all these talking heads, people like, I guess, myself and AJ and Derek and all these other people talking about, like, I don't know, man, he might be losing himself. He might not be as good. And you have to hear all that and then go out there and still perform.
Yeah, definitely. I heard the noise in the offseason. I heard people saying, I'm done. You know, he can't bounce back from this. Too slow, whatever. But coming to my season, I only had one goal. And that was to play every single game. Because people just – it's fucked up, but I've been healthy my whole career. But you get hurt one time, and you get this whole perception built around your name. And that's just how the league works. It's like, what have you done for me lately type thing. No one really cares about the previous, 6-7 years. And so, yeah, I just had one goal, and that was to do that. And I did in dominating fashion. I had the most picks I ever had, most tackles I ever had. And so I just said, this is going to be a great comeback season. I got to do what I got to do.
Did you look back at maybe some of the criticism? You kind of almost, I know you probably didn't tweet the people back and like, look at what I did this year. But do you ever kind of look back at some of the stuff and like use it as motivation throughout the season?
No, not throughout the season. I'm pretty like focused on what I got to do throughout the season, but it's like people know what they said, and it's funny. Like we got a relationship with the people in the media, and I saw what they said, but at the end of the day, it's just you got to go on with your life, and it is what it is. They get paid to criticize.
You had a question?
Yeah, since you brought up this season, now I've been, of course, since you're a Bulldog, I've been watching you every year in the NFL. And it just seems like you've gotten better every year. And now you've added the ability to truly cover and make the offenses pay by intercepting the ball and defense passes. Talk about your evolution to a complete linebacker.
Yeah, the older I get, the better I get. And I every offseason I work just as hard as I did previously. I study just as hard, and I'm never comfortable. It's I'm forever chasing to be a better version of myself. You know what I mean? And so in this league, it's obviously a replacement league. You want to get younger, want to get faster. And so what you go do to separate yourself? What you go do to keep your starting spot, so to say? So I'm still working. It's year 10, and year 10 was always the goal. And I'm finally here. Just got to have another great year.
Kind of speaking to that evolution, I know I saw a film session you did. I think it was Brian Baldinger and with Ron Jaworski. I mean, it was kind of masterful. Honestly, I watched the whole thing. I was like, man, I didn't realize KJ was this type of high football IQ. So kind of speak to how that's kept you in the league, because I was when you were talking about how you had to go into the C gap, and I was like, man, it was wow. But kind of speak a little bit to that, how that keeps you in the league, just kind of just knowing where you're supposed to be. And then honestly, as I watched it, I was like, man, this dude probably could be a coach after the game. Have you thought about that? You know, once your career does come to an end, even if that's 5, 6, 7 years down the road.
Yeah. Well, first thing is, like, you're able to play fast when you know what you're doing. Mm-hmm. And it's pretty unfortunate. A lot of guys come into the league, and what messes them up is they don't know what they're doing. They don't understand the plays. They don't understand the scheme. And so with me, I'm not the most fast guy out there, so I got to know what the hell I'm doing to get to point A as fast as I can. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I always been a guy that's IQ always been on point, and getting the D-line lined up. If somebody lined up wrong, I notice it. Get your ass lined up right. Secondary don't know what's going on. You got to tell them what to do and all that stuff. And so that's just always been my thing, and I do not want to coach when I get done. That thing is time-consuming.
Yeah, I know Dale One was telling us, Dale One Robertson, I think he came right before you were at Mississippi State, but he was talking about he coached for like maybe a year or so. But I guess y'all all from the same area, right? I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he's from Hernando.
So y'all kind of close to each other, but he talked about he did it for a year or two, but it was kind of frustrating because obviously they say you should coach them how you played, and you're kind of like, especially like yourself, now that you played in the NFL, I would see it'd be kind of hard, even especially when you went to the high school level, trying to tell these guys what to do, and they're, you know.
Yeah, man, I don't want no parts of it. It's just, you know, I know I'd be good at. I think I'd be good at it, but it's like, man, you gone a long time. Like, you going from like 5 to 10 at night, 5 in the morning to 10 at night, and I got 3 kids, man. I got to see grow up, so I'm gonna do my best to stay away from it.
Okay, so I was kind of thinking about, like, now that you've kind of been in Seattle for 10 years, and just I saw you won the Man of the Year, you kind of become a staple of the community and really a franchise player, truly. So did you see yourself when you came in, I guess that was 2011, as a guy that was going to be part of the Seattle's core? Because the names that people talked about was Richard Sherman, Earl Thomas, and all these big names that 8, 9 years later that you would be one of the core guys and not one of them. Did you kind of see that at the time?
Nah, I didn't see it, man. It's just each year presented different things. Like when I first got here, I was like, man, I'm just trying to make the team. and then you get to the, you know, I mean, I'm just trying to start. Then you get to, okay, I'm just trying to get a contract. And so different things presented, you know, different opportunities. And here I am now. It's my next goal, okay, I'm trying to have a great year 10. And so I never, like, really looked down that far. I kind of took it step by step and had short-term goals, you know, each year.
Well, the NFL is called Not For Long for a reason. So before we move on, guys, y'all got anything else just about his NFL career or anything like that?
No, man, just glad to see you be healthy and start waiting for the season to get ready to get started. I know you're chomping at the bit, you know, but.
Well, I will ask him about this. I was watching a video early with you and Bobby Wagner where y'all were telling the jokes to each other. And I feel as though that you got hoes, you know. I just wanted to put that out there. Because he laughed a couple of times.
He really did. And I was like, y'all not see this? Like, what y'all doing?
And the one joke that they countered against you, you laughed, but I don't think that you laughed at his joke. Matter of fact, it was your own joke.
I laughed at myself.
Exactly.
It'd be like that, man. It'd be like that. We just glad the fans loved it.
But it does seem like you and Bobby have kind of had a very symbiotic relationship. And I know you were saying in one interview that y'all are different, but it seems like it just works. So maybe kind of speak to that relationship about how y'all been able to work together over these, I guess, last 8 years.
Yeah, going on 9 years now, and it's just we are different, and it's like it keeps us balanced because he's the type of guy, like if he sees something, like he go really address it and really get onto you, especially if you're a young guy. When I'm the type, I'm gonna pull you to the side like, hey brother, we gotta do this and that, and so we definitely keep each other balanced. We train together in the off season, but we both love watching film. And so, man, it's just been something that's been great. Ken Norton is just somebody that he just implemented his IQ on us, his style on us, and we just been flourishing as two great leaders for the Seahawks.
Son of Mandingo, by the way. I just want to throw that out there.
Oh yeah. What you know about that, man?
I just remember watching the highlights of him back when he was with the 49ers and the Cowboys. And he'd be like, I'm the son of Mandingo.
He would actually say that. I guess I'm a 49er.
Yeah.
I never remember.
I mean, his dad is a heavyweight champion.
Yeah, do you know what that means, though? Have y'all seen his dad's movie?
Yeah.
I've seen the movie Mandingo, yeah.
Yeah, his dad's in the movie.
We'll just leave it there. We're going to try to keep it PC.
It ain't that type of Mandingo, okay? Mandingo Mandingo is an African tribe.
Oh, okay. Well, I've heard it used differently, so I'll just say that.
You've been watching too much of that other Mandingo.
All right. Let's move on. All right, so this is probably the worst transition ever in life. I want to talk a little bit about like your philanthropy. That's kind of, I'm a teacher. I should be able to say words a little better than that. Philanthropy. So let's talk about some of the things you've done off the field. You mentioned how it seems like you got the idea to go over to Africa and do the wheels from Marshawn Lynch. Or y'all start doing it around the same time. So talk about going over there. And it's kind of, I hope I phrased this question the right way. So being someone going over to Kenya, and honestly, as an African American, I know that's something I always wanted to do, but talk about, going over there to help and at the same time just being, I guess you would say, in the motherland. I don't want to use the word that way.
Man, it's like when you over there, I highly suggest every person goes to visit Africa, especially every Black person. Go to the motherland. You just feel so at peace. You feel like, because we from Mississippi, it's surrounded by white people. You go to Africa, it's surrounded by Black people, and it just feels really good, man, to just see your people just thrive and just do their thing. And so I was in Nairobi. That's like the busy city part. Got beautiful tall buildings, big neighborhoods. And he's like, dang, it's really like this over here, because we get a perception in the United States of what Africa is. Get over there, you will see, man, this place is nice. They look like the neighborhoods out here in Seattle, Washington. You know what I mean? And just go out there. We went to the Masai Mara. That's where the nature part is. Just see animals the way they're supposed to be, not caged up and all that. So.
Oh, like Tiger King? No.
Yeah. And so it's just, that place is just amazing. And when I took a trip out there and I noticed that they were struggling with water, so I was like, yeah, let me just get a well built out here, with 2 wells built out here. The people are just, you'll see when y'all get out there, you just see how amazing the people are.
Is that a place? Is that a place you could see yourself living when it's time for you to retire?
I could see myself having like a vacation home out there. I can see myself like living in the States, but going out there for like 2 months, 2 months out the year, and just chilling. Because I went to Kenya and I went to Tanzania. Tanzania is just as beautiful. The beach, they got beaches, beautiful women, good food. So it's nice.
Now you married, I don't want to get you in trouble.
I about to say.
Well, he's right. I had some college classmates from Tanzania. Them were some beautiful women. Real talk.
They are.
All right. So obviously you're a person that tries to just help others and just give back. And I know I saw a cool little story. It's a girl. I think her last name was McCray. You kind of helped her out to get an internship. Kind of let's talk about that. She wrote a beautiful letter, I thought, like as far as like thanking you for it. So it's kind of talk about that. And, I understand why you did it, but just talk about that experience.
Yeah, man. It's just I've always been that person. Like whenever someone needs something, I'm always trying to be a helping hand to anyone. in need. And with Wade, I don't know if y'all took him when you was in college, but with Wade, that's my dude, man. And he had reached out to me and said, I got a young lady that's trying to get into the NFL, work with. And I was like, say less. And so I called up my people that I work with.
Somebody been watching corporate business. No,
I called my people that's in the league and got her an interview. And I think she got the internship. So I'm just trying to be there for people, support them whenever they need me.
All right, so I guess we kind of wrap everything up. I know we was trying to keep it an hour or less. So let's talk about. I always want to end with a lesson, like on somewhere from the dog's mouth. So I mean, if anything about kind of just studying your career, like you've always kind of been an inherited guy, but it seems like you've been a community guy, and then you just staying around, you're being consistent. So just talk about, like, to those young athletes. I know my co-host Derek want to talk about some of the current Bulldogs who are about to enter the league, where you have a Cam Dantzler, Willie Gay's a guy obviously a lot of people have been talking about for a multitude of reasons. But talk about, like, if anything you would tell those guys as they're trying to embark on their NFL careers.
Man, a few things. I guess the first thing I would say is stay true to yourself. Stay true to yourself, man. It's hopefully, I'm sure they were, but you was raised with some home training. Same thing, go to the league. Like, act accordingly. Don't just get consumed in the quote unquote the NFL lifestyle. It's a lot of temptation when you get up here, but you got to stay focused on what you're here to do. You're here to make the team and make plays and get paid, essentially. So stay true to yourself, and when you get to the league, learn how to be a pro. Like, find a vet, find a guy that you can learn from. And so it's just it's tough. It ain't gonna be easy to make it. And so you got to go out there, stay healthy, take care of your body. You know what I mean?
Take care of your mentals, I guess, like Marshawn would say.
And educate yourself, man, because you have so many people telling you what you need to do with your money. But you need to actually go and pick up a book and read. Just pick up the first book I read was Rich Dad Poor Dad, simple book.
Oh, yeah.
And just slowly start educating yourself. So, like, what is a stock? What is this? What is that? Because people go tell you anything, but you got to know for yourself.
I don't want to backtrack too much because we're about to close it out, but I was thinking about this as you were saying it. It seems like the last probably 10 years, and you kind of spent your last few years on the Mullen, that Mississippi State guys have had some pretty strong careers in the NFL. Now, it seems like they're a bit more made for the NFL now as far as, like, being able to have longer careers. What exactly did Mullen do in those 2 years that you saw that kind of prepared guys to be able where they can have long careers like yourself?
He brought in Coach Bayless.
So we need to go hire Coach Bayless back.
I think he's pretty good at Notre Dame, it seems.
It's pretty cut and dry, is that.
Coach Bayless. That's, now that I think about it, a lot of the Bayless, Kyle Love.
He's man,
Slay.
Kyle Love.
Look at it. Slay.
Yeah.
Fletcher Cox.
Wow, I've always thought maybe it was just something Mullen was doing as far as, like, the way he structured everything, but I never thought it was how long Bayless was at Mississippi State. So that's something I didn't know. So thanks for adding that, because that's something I guess we never even thought that it was, because maybe Coach Bayless was having that much of an impact. So what exactly did he do that prepared y'all?
Man, kept us disciplined. It's like, if you yawn, he making you do up, down.
Oh, man.
But dude, he was borderline crazy, but it was cool, man. I remember one time it was cold. It was so cold. We had to wake up at like 5 a.m. We had to jog to the stadium. We had to run Davis Wade Stadium. Not once, but twice. And then I remember one time we had to wake up early in the morning. He took to this big ass hill. You had to carry your teammate up the hill, roll up the hill, bear crawl up the hill. It was just like little stuff like that. It just showed you that you can do anything you put your mind to. And I'm forever grateful that, I had 2 years of Bayless.
Wow, I'm so glad you had it there, because that's something I don't think anybody knew.
Wow.
We knew how important he was. We probably didn't realize that he had that type of impact on y'all guys.
It seemed like he pushed y'all to the limit.
To the mat.
So y'all guys got anything before we close out?
I don't have anything, but I wanted to make sure that Derek get his question out. Because this is why we call it from the dog's mouth.
What's up?
Lord.
Jeremiah
already asked. I just wanted to ask about the draft picks. But since you say about the get a guy, do you think it's something that since we have so many Bulldogs in the pros, that you all could kind of start a network to kind of teach the young Bulldogs, pups to be, you know what I mean. You kind of get what I'm saying. I'm kind of tongue tied right now, but just helping them become effective pros. Thank you, Jeremiah.
Feel a starstruck.
It is something we can create. It's just with me personally, I like to be around guys. You know what I mean? But it's some guys that's still local, but we can't think of something where we can help guys because guys do need help, like learning from all that, and it could be something we can brainstorm and figure out. I don't know exactly.
Because looking at it from, hey, they come from the same place you came from, they're going to automatically have that we've been down the same path. So it's going to be more like a respect factor for you, being that you are a Mississippi State Bulldog, I'm a Bulldog, mentor me, teach me, show me. But you also have to be willing to take the mentoring as well. So
yeah, I think guys would, like, once you come in, they'll tell you the former guys that came here and went on, and so I think guys would buy in. It's just getting the guys to actually do it.
Is it hard? Kind of like something out there. I'm from being from Mississippi, and then I live in Houston now, and it took me a couple of years just to adjust to being here myself. And I don't have to deal with coaches and people screaming at me and people talking about me. So is it harder for somebody maybe from a place like Mississippi, like as opposed to somebody that says from Miami, to adjust to playing on a professional team, which obviously is going to be in a big city 9 times out of 10. So,
I wouldn't say it's harder. It's like when I came to Seattle, this place. I thought I was in Asia when I first got here. I'm like, man, where am I? I ain't never seen these kind of people. I ain't never seen this kind of food. It's like I was starstruck, or I was culture shocked when I first got here. And so it is different, but you get used to it. I plan on living here the rest of my life. Well, at least kids get out of school, so you get adjusted to it.
Okay. So I guess as we close out, man, first I just want to just thank you for coming on, making the time. And I
got a question for y'all. What did
okay.
In the Mike Leach controversy, what was said amongst you three?
Wait. Okay, let me take this. All right, so here's the thing. So we had him on the show, and the thing was that we thought about before the fact. We was like, man, we know that if we don't ask him about this noose controversy or whatever, that we go get some type of heat about it. And we talked about it on the show. We said that, well, me and Jeremiah was like, well, we feel as though it was tone deaf. It wasn't necessarily racist. And then, but it was offensive. We wouldn't have put it out. It was tone deaf. And then we had Derek, who was a little bit more, he directly tweeted him and talked about the fact that, it's a lot of people heard about what was said or whatever. And, we did the interview with him, didn't ask him about it. And then we had to deal with the backlash from some of our black people in the, we got the Black Dawgs Matter group.
Oh, you don't want to see the actual pod? We didn't release. Yeah, go ahead, fix it.
We have some black.
Do we still have that, or did you delete that?
Yeah, I got it. So
what did y'all ask?
Well, we didn't ask him. Well, here, let me. Okay, when I got the message about Coach Leach coming on, I was asked to not address the tweet right now. But just to kind of let folks know what could be coming, I got a text message a couple of days ago saying that Coach Leach would like to come back on and we can discuss anything about race. So this is probably going to be a topic where we can ask questions about certain things and get his response or his opinions on that situation. So I'm not going to lie. When I was asked to not ask about the tweet, I almost was like, I know Jeremiah and AJ going to be like, Derek, we got to ask about the tweet. But it's Mike Leach. He's our sitting head coach. And I felt like I was going to eventually try to build a relationship to get to that point for another time. And that time presented itself without me having to do a thing. So we'll get a chance to address those.
Okay.
That situation when we have him back on, as far as there's going to be some things we're going to discuss. So, I mean, I'm not going to lie, I was bothered, but I mean, I was excited to have my sitting head coach on and talk about football. And
you're right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm excited about getting to that. I'm excited about the part 2 interview whenever we get on back.
Okay. All right. Sorry about that, KJ. I guess I get my part of that. Honestly, man, it was just like we realized what we were as a podcast. We're still trying to build. So we realized at that point, obviously, just like anybody when you interview, so you have the ABCs and stuff when they interview certain people or those type of networks. If it's somebody high profile as a Beyonce or Jay-Z or someone like that, there's certain things you can't discuss. And at that point, we just can't tell Mike Leach, hey, man, you can't come on the show unless you talk about the tweet. It's just realistically, we can't just do that. Otherwise, so you get a chance to get the sitting head coach at Mississippi State, your Mississippi State podcast, talk about the tweet, you don't have them on. It's kind of like you have to be realistic. So, but you dealt with the backlash, and I told them not to care because I'm like, it's whatever.
Care too much.
Yeah, I don't. So it's kind of and thankfully.
Let me say this. Going forward. Going forward, there's only so many moments you can capture, right?
True.
Yes, sir.
So many moments you can capture. And there's always a way to facilitate things. The way you ask a question goes a long way.
Right.
Yes, you could have got the question out, but you could like somewhat put them in position to I guess be successful. You know what I mean? But get your point across.
Well, yeah, I know a cousin of mine, he played college sports, and he talked to me about, we were talking about that, and we mentioned something about Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson obviously had the big rape trial all those years ago, and he said he's seen some people ask him about it, and of course, he's Mike Tyson, so he might, want to almost fight him, but then other people might ask the question and kind of, as you say, frame it a certain way, and then he's perfectly fine. So I get what you're saying, but I understand what Mike Leach in that situation, and from understanding they told him not to tweet, not to do anything, even after that. So he was handcuffed a little bit. But I think, and he seemed like a guy, he normally don't care about what he says, but obviously I kind of don't think he really realized what he did. Because he probably used to being in Washington, literally not Washington, D.C., but Washington, being in Lubbock, which is a small town, used to just saying whatever you want, and people just, like, what else? They don't realize you're in Mississippi, you start throwing around
about all that. I don't know about all that.
News is the news wherever you are.
Yeah, I think he's not used
y'all
to
know
people
my
caring.
opinion on that, and I'm not gonna lie, and I'm sorry, but like I'm not gonna lie, I was bothered by not being able to do that, but I'm glad that we're gonna get a chance to address it. And Mr. Wright, I'm glad. I'm gonna take your advice to heart.
Yes,
I really wish we could have found a way to ask right then and there, because at least we would have asked the question whether we got the answer or not. So you're 100% correct. And I'm definitely going to take your advice to heart.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the fact that you thought to ask us the question must mean it bothered a lot more people than we realize. I mean, just thinking about it. So
I got a lot of inboxes, so I'm not surprised to hear him say what he said. So I've caught a lot of flack.
It's all part of the journey, man. You learn and going forward.
Y'all wouldn't believe some of the stuff I've had said to me. We'll talk about that off the air.
I don't know why you responded to this stuff, but okay.
I didn't respond to it.
Right,
I didn't respond.
All right, go ahead and close us out, AJ.
All right, so I just wanted to go, first of all, I want to thank Mr. KJ Wright for coming on to the Black Dawgs Sports Podcast. We can talk to a lot of Mississippi State legends and greats and stuff like that, but I've never talked to a real life NFL player before. Like, oh my God. So it was good. Hey, first of all, you're a great interview, high football IQ. And that's why we call this From the Dog's Mouth. Because
oh, God.
That's an inside joke, KJ.
Oh, man.
Inside joke.
Let go.
Yeah, fellas, I enjoyed it, man. Y'all keep doing y'all thing and just keep putting out good content. And, yeah, man, hopefully the Dogs have a good year this year.
Right.
Throwing the ball 40 times a game. Sure. Go ahead, AJ.
All right. So, at the end of the episode, normally I would always say praise the Lord and go Dogs, but Vic Schaefer left us high and dry. How come he don't want us no more? I have no idea. But this brings us to the end of this From the Dog's Mouth. And I guess the last thing I'm going to say is, hey, bye.